Alright, and welcome to all my new people. I see a lot of you in here. Make sure you follow, subscribe, all that shit. My channel's popping, trust me. You're gonna want to stay. Okay. Sample loops. Shit. Motherfucking royalty free versus master clearance. Let's clear the motherfucking air right now. Let's just clear this shit. I want to talk about this. All this fussing and fighting. No need to fuss and fight. No need to fuss and fight. It's about understanding why certain things happen. Knowing the difference. Knowing how to protect yourself. And knowing what you're getting yourself into, because there's no, at the end of the day, guys, I want to make this very clear. There's no right or wrong. There is only make a decision to the best of your ability and hope that that decision is conducive to satisfying your goals. Let me say that one more time. Royalty free versus master clearance. There is no right or wrong. The only thing that matters is that you understand the difference. Let me type this shit in. What the fuck? Bold. No right or wrong. Understand the difference. And you have to ask yourself, is this decision conducive? Whoops. How the fuck do you spell conducive? That can't be right. The C? Fuck. Is this decision conducive to fulfilling my needs and goals? That's literally all this shit is about. There's no right or wrong. There's no me versus you. There's no, oh, well, I want to use this. I want to, you know, if I pay for your pack, then I'm entitled to keeping all of the publishing. So let's really dig into this then, if you want to talk about it. Let's dig in. So let's cover a point here. Okay? So there's no right or wrong. Understanding the difference is very important. And you want to ask yourself, is this decision conducive to fulfilling my needs and goals? So let's look at royalty free for a second. Let's look at royalty free first. Royalty free means that you are selling sample loops, sounds, anyone can use and get placement without crediting sample maker, sharing, publishing fees or credits. Right? Is that fair? Is that fair to say? Hutching it, I'm getting to that. Trust me, we're getting to the nitty-gritty. This is the only way that you guys are going to understand if we take this step by step. So, royalty free. Selling sample loops. Anyone can use them. You can get placements. You don't need to share the publishing. You can credit them. No fees. All that. No sharing fees. All that stuff. So, that's royalty free, right? Master clearance. And we're going to get to these in detail. This is just general bullet points. Master clearance, selling sample loops, sounds with requirement to clear, split, pub, credits, fees, based on performance of the record. Okay? And it's based on, stipulations, which we're going to get into. Okay? So, the instinct for most people is this. I would rather use royalty-free sample loops, because then I don't have to share my points, my credits. I don't have to share. Right? Chat room, is that correct? I can just use it and I'm good. Right? Yes, chat room? Yes. That is correct. Legally, you are not entitled to share your publishing. You're not entitled or responsible to credit the original sample loop maker. So, keep all credits. You get to keep all publishing. No need to credit. Hey, no need to credit. Keep all fees. No clearance required. Happy day. Happy day. Right? Everything is so great. Everything is great. So this is all very appealing. It's all very appealing because you get to keep everything, which is awesome, right? No splitting publishing. No splitting fees. You can fulfill that MDRC really quickly. It's a great deal. It's a great deal. So, let's go back here. For a second. Let's say the Mario Luciano loop that I used was a royalty-free pack. let's say the Mario Luciano loop that I used in this Russ song was from a royalty-free pack. That means Mario, you're not a producer on here. No, no, no. No, 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 Mario. Sorry. Let me delete the comment too. You're not a producer on here, Mario. What do you mean? Oh. Oh. Mario. Wait. 12.5. Whoa. What do you mean? What do you mean? No. This... Wait. That loop was royalty free. No. Sorry, Mario. You don't get 12.5. I get 100%. Are you crazy? The audacity, Mario. I downloaded that royalty-free pack from you for $20. You got your fair share, buddy. You're not entitled to this. Publishing. Oh, whoa. Am I going blind here? Am I going blind here? I see Mario 12.5 to Mario. Are you crazy? This is royalty free. You do not get anything, Mario. Illmind takes 100%. Mario, you are out of the song, Mario. You are no longer on the song. I get to keep it all. You are not part of this. So the song comes out. And I post it up on my Instagram. And I say, new Russ. Live from the villa. Produced by Illmind. Tag Mario. Oh no. I don't have to tag Mario in my Instagram. That loop was royalty free. That loop is royalty free. I don't need to tag Mario if I don't want to. So then Mario, I didn't tell him about this. Because it's royalty free. Why would I tell him? What are you, crazy? It's a royalty free loop. Why would I tell the original creator that used their loop. It's royalty free, bro. Mario sees Russ's post. New live from the villa. He finds out his royalty-free loop was used on a major song by Illmind. No one tagged him. No one credited him. No one told him. He was left in the dark. So where's Mario left? What does Mario do? Does Mario post up on Instagram, guys, new Russ song that Illmind produced, but I did all the melodies and got all the musicians together and I played guitar on it and bass. In fact, I was up for 2 weeks straight and hooked up all of my equipment to create that wonderful loop, and I ran it through analog tape. And when I ran it through analog tape, I had to order the analog tape from eBay, and it took a few months just to get that sound right. And also, by the way, I got no sleep from creating this amazing loop. But I didn't produce it because Illmind produced it, and I sold it royalty free, and now I have to sit here and act like I'm okay with it, but deep down inside I'm really not, and I'm actually as a matter of fact, now that you ask, I'm actually really upset, and I really want to get a publishing deal, but I can't get a publishing deal because I don't have any percentage of the publishing. And I noticed that the song was a single, but I cannot collect anything and I'm not credited, so all I have left is the upfront money that I received from selling the royalty-free packs, and I'm gonna have to act like I'm okay with it, but deep down inside it really hurts. Let's talk about master clearance. Master clearance is when you sell sample loops and sounds that require clearance, splitting publishing, credits, fees, based on the performance of the record. So what does that mean? That means that if a particular sample loop performs somewhere, depending on a certain stipulation, the rights of usage for that sample loop are dependent on how that sample loop is used and how that sample loop was released. So my attorney and I have conveniently put together in my opinion, a pretty decent master clearance contract that I'm going to show you guys right now. And I'm also going to go step by step in explaining this master clearance contract. I actually have nothing against royalty-free loops. From a business standpoint, it makes sense. I'm going to dig into that after I explain this, and I'm really going to tell you guys my opinion and the truth behind the difference between selling a royalty-free sample loop and selling a master clearance method of your samples. And I think you guys are going to be quite surprised on why I personally lean towards master clearance. You don't have to agree, okay? You don't have to agree. And it's not only just based on the business. There's some moral factors that play in. There's legacy factors that play in. There's doing the right thing that plays in as well. Okay? So I want you to keep that in mind. We'll dig into that in a few minutes. So first things first. Illmind Master Clearance Agreement. This was written by my amazing attorney, Vinny Kumar, who also represents some of your favorite producers and artists that I will not name. My manager, Jonathan Master, his contact info is here. My contact info is here. And my attorney, Vinny Kumar, contact info is here. This is all on my website, BLAP-KITS. If you go to these three dots and you scroll down and you hit Master Clearance Contract, it's all on my website. First things first, let's read this. In exchange for your payment of the license fee associated with the applicable sound and or sample provided via this website, each considered a sample, we grant you a non-exclusive, non-transferable, perpetual right to use the sample in combination with other sounds in music productions to create new recordings, herein referred to as recordings, which shall be considered derivative works, as that term is used in the United States Copyright Act. So let me give you a quick little tiny summary of that. Basically what we're saying is use the sounds, add your own stuff, be a producer. You can use these sounds however you want, considering that they're derivative works as is legally stated in the United States Copyright Act. Okay? It's a derivative, it's your derivative work. Okay? So it's basically a complicated way of saying download the packs, use them, create beats from them. You can do that. You're allowed to. Do whatever you want. You can do that. This license permits you to modify, reproduce, publicly perform, distribute, transmit, sub-license, and otherwise use the sample as incorporated in your recording, including for commercial purposes, subject to the following restrictions. Okay? So, again, this license, basically it says if you buy the pack, you can use it, you can modify the samples, you can reproduce, you can make a beat and then perform it. If you're an artist, you know, you sell it on BeatStars, all that's fine. It's basically giving you the right to do what you expect that you want to do with it. Subject to the following restrictions. Subject to the following restrictions. Number 1, you may not use or sublicense the sample loop in isolation, or sample meaning drum, one-shot sample loop. You may not use or sublicense the sample in isolation as sound effects, loops, or as source material for any other form of sample, even if you modify the sample. You guys understand what that means? Sublicense is the key word here. So if I sublicense the sample in isolation as sound effect, that means that I want to take your sample loop and I'm going to sell it as a sound effect or as a sample loop and tell people that I created it, and I'm going to make money off of using your creation. So if all of my people in here who sell drum kits and sample loops, this clause, if you had this clause, that means I'm not allowed to take your sound and resell it as my sound. Get it? Let me know in the chat room. Yes? Thumbs up? Yes? I'll wait for you guys. It's a little delayed, but that's fine. We got time. Okay. I just want to make sure you guys are following me here. I don't want to be confusing. Number 2. You may not use or sublicense samples in a manner competitive to us or redistribute samples in new sample packs. So I can't download your sample pack, drum pack, take your sounds, rename them, and then resell them as my own sample pack. This clause will protect you from people doing that. PJ Cats, you'd be surprised. A lot of people do. Number 3. You may not sublicense, sell, loan, share, lend, broadcast, rent, lease, assign, distribute, or transfer any sample to a third party except as incorporated into a recording. So this further solidifies that you may not take my sounds and try to resell, redistribute, rename, or do anything with it under the context of reselling the product. Okay? Except as incorporated in a recording. Except as incorporated in a recording, meaning you use it the way it was meant to be used. AKA, except when you use it the way it was meant to be used. This is for all of you repackage and rename and all you fuckers that are renaming my samples. You are breaking the law when you do it. If I find you, I can sue you. And if I sue you, you're not going to win. Because there's a good chance that my lawyer will not only destroy you, but I can afford to take this to court. And you can't. I can take this to the moon. Your career will be over before it even had a chance to start. It breaks my heart. It just thinking about it breaks my heart. I'm not here to ruin people's lives. I don't want to. I don't want to put energy into destroying some kid's life because they decided to be an idiot. But I want to remind you that the smoke is here. See what this is? Let me point my camera down. This is called a back pocket. Sometimes when you wear shorts or pants, they come with these like creases on the back. This is called a pocket, and it's in the back. They call this a back pocket. And when you reach into my back pocket, you can find there's smoke. There's inside this back pocket contains smoke. Okay? So I could reach down here and grab some if I need to. But I prefer not to. That's what I'm trying to make clear is that's why there's contracts, because I would rather not. Okay, let's move on. You may not use, this is just a little bit more of the same. You may not use the name, image, or likeness of the artist or producer associated with the sample in any way without that artist or producer's express written permission. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. So if you take my sample loop, or if I take your sample loop, right, and say, hey, this is an Illmind sample loop pack, and I'm reselling it to you as the bootleg Illmind pack volume 6. Well, you can't do that. Okay? Furthermore, with respect to commercial usage of recordings containing samples, the following shall apply. So this is important. What happens when you use a sample loop? Here's what happens. Minor release. You may use the sample for recordings on your own personal projects, independent releases, beat tapes, mixtapes that are not distributed or released via a major label, i.e. Sony BMG, Universal Music Group, WEA, or their subsidiaries. Or large indie labels, Alamo, Empire, 300, E1, or comparable label. Each such release a minor release, okay, at no additional cost outside of the licensing fee, which is basically the amount of money that you paid for the pack. Okay? You guys following? You guys good? Following? Okay. At no additional cost outside of licensing fee, including, exclamation or parenthesis, including for the avoidance of doubt without providing us with publishing splits. Okay? So including without publishing splits. So if this is a minor release, you do not have to provide publishing splits, meaning we are not entitled to a publishing split if you use our sample. If it's a minor release, you do your thing. Okay? Provided that any minor release that exceeds 1 million streams on Apple Music, Spotify, or YouTube shall be considered a major release for purposes of this license and shall be subject to the below terms of major releases. So once your independent song surpasses 1 million streams or is released under major label, these, or large indie label, then will take effect the major release terms. So here are the major release terms. For recordings to be distributed or released via a major label or large indie label, like we said above, or any minor release that exceeds 1 million streams on Apple Music, Spotify, or YouTube, each release a major release, you shall be required to the following. You guys are following, right? You will contact us promptly to seek clearance for use of sample on a major release, meaning you will email John or me or Vinny. You will provide for a 50-50 split of everything. Just like what I did for Mario on the Russ record is what you would do for me, or for that entity that you're purchasing from that's applying master clearance. You will split the 50-50 split in accordance, or it's negotiable depending on how much or how little you use. You guys, this is where the confusion is. You have to remember that everything is negotiable. Everything is negotiable. Alright? C. Provide us, the creator of the applicable sample, with co-producer credit on the liner notes of any singles or albums in any configuration, in advertisements and wherever metadata permits. Okay, so self-explanatory. This is the exact same thing that I did with Mario Luciano, except I deleted him here. Wait, maybe I can Apple Z. Okay, let me bring Mario back in. Okay, so this is literally the same exact thing that I did for Mario, and because Mario's loop was master clearance, we in fact did do all of the above. Whereas if none of this master clearance was in effect for Mario, it would have been royalty free. It would have been royalty free, which means this would be the case and not this. Get it? So again, the master clearance agreement gives the sample pack creator the chance to get their fair share. And this leads me to my next point. Let's circle back to this. There is no right or wrong. Understanding the difference between the two is very important, and it's conducive. You have to ask yourself, is this decision conducive to fulfilling my needs and goals? Meaning the decision to sell royalty free or to sell master clearance. Now let's look at some of the pros of royalty free. These are all the pros. Oh, let me add another pro. Make more upfront money from pack sales. If you're selling royalty-free sample packs, you're probably selling a lot. You're probably selling upwards of 30 to 50% more than a master clearance pack would. Understand? So, if making more upfront money from selling royalty-free packs is in line with fulfilling your needs and goals, if making more money upfront from sample pack sales being royalty-free is conducive to fulfilling your needs and your goals, then you should be selling royalty-free. Okay? Master clearance means not as much money up front from pack sales. Not as much. Why? Because most producers would rather use royalty-free packs. Most, I'm going to keep it all caps. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to bold it as well, and I'm going to italicize. Most producers would rather use royalty-free samples so that they don't have to clear and they can keep everything for themselves. It's easy and less of a hassle. That's probably spelled wrong. I don't give a fuck. And cheaper. Does anybody disagree with this particular sentence in the chat room? If you disagree, let me know. If you agree, say that you agree. Right? So let's really take a deep look at this sentence. Most producers would rather use royalty-free samples so that they don't have to clear and they can keep everything for themselves. It's easy and it's less of a hassle. And it's cheaper. So because of this, poor Mario is left out of the equation. Poor Mario is left out of the equation. The question you want to ask yourself is, am I morally okay with omitting Mario from his existence on this song, his credits on this song, and basically act like he hasn't even done anything on the song? Are you okay with that? Does this make you comfortable? Yes or no? Because if it does, then I think you need to look a little bit deeper here. Right here. You know what I'm pointing at? So you can go around and you can say, oh, royalty free is great. I love royalty free. It's cheap. I don't have to clear anything. I don't have to share with anyone. I get to keep 100%. Keep doing that. Keep that up. Because what you're missing is the fact that people in the music industry, you know what they do? You know what people in the music industry do? Artists, A&Rs, managers, lawyers, producers, platinum, not platinum, in between. You know what people in the music industry do? They do this. They do this. They talk. And when your reputation gets skewed because of greed, because of, I didn't need to credit him, royalty free. Oh, you did that melody? You ain't tagged nobody. In the credits, you're producer. I need you to come into this room and play guitar. Just like you played guitar on Live from the Villa. Hey, Illmind. That Live from the Villa from Russ was sick. Those melodies were crazy. I'm in the studio with Hove right now. I'm in the studio with Jay-Z. And he wants you to come in because he really loves those guitar sounds and those soulful melodies that you did on Live from the Villa. Can you pull up to the studio? I can, but you know, my man Mario, this dude Mario did the melodies, but I produced it. I did. You know what I'm saying? But like, I could hit him up, but I kind of did him dirty because, like, what happened? What happened was I had did this song and it was royalty free. So the song, when we put the song out, it was royalty free. So I told everyone that I produced it. So what happened was I didn't tag Mario. So like, you know, Mario did the melody, so he knows he knows how to do the guitars and the strings. But what happened was I didn't credit him. So if you want that sound from that song, I can't. I don't know how to do it. I can't do it. But Mario can do it. But he's mad at me right now. You know, like Mario got the setup. Like he could do that. But he's a little mad at me right now because I didn't credit him, and it was royalty free. So like, according to like business, like I'm totally entitled to keep everything. Are you kidding me? Like, this is royalty free. Like, so I didn't do anything wrong. Why are you accusing me? So like, if you want that sound, like, I mean, I can call Mario. He's mad at me though. You can call him. Jay-Z calls Mario. Yo, Mario, I just found out you produced that Rush shit. Yo, those guitars, those sounds are crazy. I thought Illmind produced it. Nah, man. Nah. Illmind just bought. That was all me. I mean, look, I released the shit royalty free, so he's entitled to that. But he didn't give me credit or anything. I didn't get paid for it. Like, no publishing. I mean, that was my fault because, you know, I put out this loop royalty free, and, you know, they're entitled to do what they want to do. You know, so I just want to come up. You know, like, that's all. Yo, Mario, you're fucking incredible. I want you to pull up to the studio. I want you to come to the studio and produce my album because you're amazing. All right, bet. Yo, I appreciate that so much, man. Like, should I bring Illmind with me or nah? Fuck Illmind. Don't bring Illmind. He did you dirty, bro. Just pull up yourself. You're the one I want anyway. All Illmind did was the drums. You did all the melodies. I need you. I need you to pull up. You know what I'm saying? Let's go. Let's run it. So let me make this clear. There's a time and place for it. Like, I've put free shit out on my app. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me. I get it. But what you fail to think about is two things. This is a people business, and this is a long-term game. What people fail to realize is that this is an industry of people. This is an industry of people. People talk. Your reputation, your work ethic, your decision making, the people on your team, how responsive you are, how educated you are. That's the whole point. You either do the right thing or you don't. And if you continue to think that you can get away with continuing to do the wrong thing, that will catch up to you via word of mouth. And you only get one shot. You only get one shot. So if you're out here on your high horse, oh, that's royalty free, I'm gonna use it. Oh, that's royalty free, I'm gonna use it. Oh, fuck that producer, I don't need to give credit. Oh, nah, fuck that shit, I'm taking this percentage. Oh, nah, we don't need to do this. Nah, fuck that, don't post this. Nah, don't tag that co-producer. Nah, fuck that, I did that shit. I did it. Nah. Keep doing it, and really see. It's gonna be really interesting to see where you end up if you continue to do that.